Welcome to the Intangibles Podcast, presented by VZN, the home for basketball content. Alright, good morning, afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome back to the Intangibles Podcast. I'm Matt,
And I'm Pio.
and today we have a guest with us. Like the past episode, we had Tonino Gonzaga, and now we have a UAAP champion, a former rookie of the year, and former Athenian as well. We have Aaron Black with us today, so welcome, welcome Aaron to the
Thanks for
show.
having me, guys. Thank you,
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
thanks for coming on. Thanks for
yep,
coming on.
thanks for
Yep.
coming. Um, we have a lot to talk about today. Just different events in UAP and in the PBA. But first, syempre kamusta muna? So how has the PBA life been and the start of the season, and everything else?
Well, it's been pretty good. Just dealt with injuries recently. Which injuries are never fun.
Mm.
When it comes to bash, everything can nakakalaro and everything. But yeah, just thankful to be in the league. Thankful to be able to play the game that I love for a living. And natalo kami kahapon. We lost to Terra Firma, so that was that
Yeah.
was interesting. But long conference to go. So yeah, we'll look to bounce back.
Actually, sobrang interesting nun kasi the next guest will have very
Ah,
interesting.
that's my guy. That's my dude.
Very interesting what happened last.
Yeah.
So ayun, siguro before we move on with the other questions, uh I know it's kind of late, but like you're an Adidas athlete, right? Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
how did that come to be?
Well, I was actually with Nike for 5 years. A lot of people knew me as somebody who collected shoes. Like I still do now. Of course, I collect Adidas now, but yeah, it from Nike after my fifth year. I guess they decided not to renew me, so I was a free agent for about a year. Till last December. Actually more than a year. I was a free agent, and last December, um, the Adidas signed me. It was like 3 or 4 months in the making. My agent called me that they were interested, along with a couple other brands, and then ultimately I chose Adidas, and I just like their pitch and everything, and how there's like a family feel to the brand. And I got that feel right away when we had our first shoot, our first like event. So yeah, so far really enjoying being part of the Adidas family. I did not realize how comfortable their shoes were, especially the Yeezys. I know they don't make the Yeezys anymore, but I bought some and they're so comfortable. You can walk all day in those shoes. So yeah, thankful to be part of the Adidas family for sure.
And that's a small plug right there. So get your Adidas now. So like
Yeah.
yeah. So aside from that, do you collect any other stuff? Because we heard well, I was informed by the other members. Oh, by the way, sorry, the other members aren't here right now. They kind of have
Okay.
family
Yeah.
commitments right now. But like I
Yeah,
heard
no problem. Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
members that you guys used to collect what cars like. P, what was that?
Toy toy cars.
Yeah,
I
I still have them. I still have them here. I used to collect. Well, so when I was younger, my dad used to get me cars for Christmas, and I just used to. They used to be like really nice cars that because he used to collect also when he was younger. So I still had his cars from before, and then he would get me new ones, and I just built the collection. And then I still have it displayed here in the room, as well as I collect NBA cards. I
Oh,
used to. I
oh
stopped already. Ever since I got a Luca rookie card that was
damn.
pretty good, and I got it from a. I think I paid 200 pesos for the box break, and I got his rookie card. It wasn't a super expensive card, but I paid 200 pesos. Now it's worth $400, so I'll take
Damn.
it.
I
And then I have a couple of PSA 10s. Oh, it ended up being a 10. The Luca ended up being a PSA 10. Had it graded, and then yun, that basically shoes and cars is what I really collect.
Yeah, I'm still collecting the cards right now. I have like a lot of Josh Giddey ones, like the
I'm
rookie.
selling a lot, so if you guys, I'll send you guys. I'm selling like almost. I'm only keeping the graded ones and
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe a couple others.
I'll,
Some of my jersey cards.
I'll
But
let
yeah,
I'll let you know.
oh,
yep.
I just wanted to ask also, you brought up your dad. How is it having your dad as your coach? Like, he was probably your first coach ever, but how is he now, like in the pros?
Well, it was an adjustment period at first. Of course, when I got drafted, you hear the whispers right away. Oh, you just got drafted because of his dad and things like that. So it was adjustment period for me. I guess it was also adjustment period for him and my teammates as well. So, but right now it's great. I mean, not a lot of people get to say that they can work with their parents at their job, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
that comes with some sort of pressure, of course, but I mean, everything does. Whether you're working with your parents or not, if you're trying to succeed in something, there's gonna be pressure. So I just enjoy every day that I get to work with him, and at times we may butt heads. We really do, but at the end of the day, he's my dad and I'm his son, so we work it out.
yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Before we move on to the actual main questions that we have, we do this thing where we ask our guests their top five anything. So I guess since
Mm.
you talked about the Adidas signing, how about you tell us your top five like basketball shoes all time?
Of all time.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna be biased to Adidas. Everybody knows I'm with Adidas now,
Yeah.
but it's hard for me to put anything from it because I've been wearing Nike since I was uh like I wore Adidas. Last time I wore Adidas was grade three. That's the last I remember. But I will have an Adidas shoe up there just because I'm
Oh,
using it now, and it's the Harden. The
Mm.
Hardens right now, I really enjoy wearing. They're very comfortable. They're one of the most comfortable shoes I've tried on, and it's to the point that you don't even have to break them in. I've gotten them, I put them on in practice, and that's it.
yeah.
You don't have to break them in. Of course, the rest of my top five is just gonna be Kobe's. I'm the biggest Kobe fan.
Yeah.
So I actually sat beside Kobe and had a conversation with him at one of
Wow.
his events when he came here years ago. And one of the best moments of my life. And yeah, so if you take your pick, any of the Kobe's, I'll put up there.
Bet,
If we're talking basketball shoes.
bet, bet. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the main questions now. We talked about your dad a while ago. But aside from that, how was, you know, your upbringing in basketball? What made you decide to pursue it for yourself?
Well, I guess just being around the sport, growing up, you see my dad coaching, you see my the people around me in the village, like Zags and I live on the same street. Uh
Oh.
yeah, so growing up, he was the guy. He was the guy who made the high school team, started the high school team. He was the guy who was on the senior Ateneo team. So, looking up to him and playing with the guys around my village, just being exposed to the sport. I remember having a little Tykes
Hmm.
uh court in my parents' room. I used to play. That's where I started to play. And then when I was around 5 or 6, my dad finally brought me to the regular court, and that's where it started for me. Just village clinics and village leagues, and that's where it really started.
In addition, I just wanted to ask, were you always did you always see yourself playing the sport like even at the varsity level early on, you really wanted to compete? Or was it something
Well,
that you had to work
yeah,
up
go ahead.
to? Sorry.
Actually, at first, I was into football.
Oh.
So up to now, I watch the World Cup. I collect football jerseys. I
Mm.
forgot to say that a while ago. I have a lot of football jerseys. But and Adidas has really nice football jerseys, so thankfully, I can get those for free. Um, so yeah, and at first I went to Xavier. Not a lot of people know this. I went to Xavier for 2 years. This was before my dad started coaching at Teneo, and the only reason why I moved was because my dad started coaching. If not, I would have stayed at Xavier because my mom wanted me to stay at Xavier and graduate high school there. So there, I play football. I remember my ninang giving me a football set, a nice football, and some shoes, and I used to be out there on the field. And then when I moved to Ateneo, that's when I really fell in love with basketball, and I kind of knew, okay, I wanted to compete.
Okay, okay.
Well, sorry, just to follow up on that. You just said um your mom wanted you to stay in Xavier until high school, right? So
Yeah,
let's play a little bit of what if game here. What if
yeah.
your dad didn't coach in Ateneo and he just went straight to the PBA coaching, right? Would you have picked Ateneo to be in college?
Probably because it's
Mm.
10 minutes from my house. I mean,
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
uh, it'd be
yeah,
a
to be fair.
pretty easy decision. At the time, UP wasn't where they are right now.
yeah,
Uh, because even leaving college, I did have an offer from UP as well. Leaving high school, sorry, but yeah, I'd probably still pick Ateneo just because of the Xavier Ateneo connection. There's sister schools,
yeah.
so that's probably where I would have ended up.
All right, okay. Yeah, Pio, go ahead.
You talked about, well, everyone knows that you played basketball since high school. Um, when we were in high school, people would still talk about how, like, coaches and teachers would talk about how they'd see you guys play in the covered courts. Um, I forgot which teacher told me that you had like one of the highest scoring sports
Sports
fest
Fest,
games of all time, I think. By like the third
Baka si
quarter,
Coach
you had,
48.
yeah,
I
baka
think
si
I
Coach
finished
Gab
with
48.
din yun.
48.
Si Coach Gab
Yeah,
din
Yeah,
naman siguro yun.
yeah, I think Coach Gauss was the one who told me.
yeah.
Yeah, so, and of
I
course,
was
with
48 of 56. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Yeah,
48 out of 56.
yeah. I remember that.
Damn,
Yep, that was yeah, that was pretty wild.
damn. Did you guys win?
We lost. 30 had 40, but his
Putik kaya
team,
pala.
he had one guy on his team. I forget his name. He had one guy on his team who had like 15 points, and so we lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good
So,
matchup though.
um, and everything you've done in college and now in the PBA. What are some of the lessons you learned from just playing the game in Ateneo and right now for your dad in Meralco?
Well, in Ateneo, it was really more of a discipline thing. I think growing up with the high school team and with the college team, you really have to be disciplined. They teach you how to, you got to get in the weight room, you got to put the work in and things like that. And of course, at the same time at home, my dad was teaching me the same thing. So for me, it was more discipline, trying to, make sure that your habits, your attitude is right. Because once you get to the pros, you have a bad attitude, you'll be out real quick.
Yeah.
You don't have a good work ethic and you'll be out in a couple of years. So that was big for me. I think the whole not playing my last year, not playing, sitting on the bench basically taught me a lot of things about being patient, about understanding there's a plan for you and you just have to keep at it. And Coach Sandy from the college team, he helped me a lot that year, just try to keep me patient and everything. So, and then now, really when you get to the pros, if you have established that work ethic and things like that, it's actually really fun because you have so much time. You're not studying anymore.
Mhm.
You're not you can do basically what you want. You're making money. So at this point, it's really just what are your priorities?
Yeah.
So, you don't want to get in the league and once you get there, now you start to relax. It should be the opposite. So I've really found a lot of joy in being able to go to the gym whenever I want to, because Meralco, we have our own gym.
Yeah.
So we can go to the gym whenever we want to. I can leave the gym whenever I want to. So it's a lot of fun just being able to have that time to work on your game.
Well, you mentioned Coach Sandy. Like a lot of the players that we interviewed talked about Coach Sandy. Like how is he
Yeah.
as a coach? Like there's a lot of praise towards him. How is he as a
Yeah.
Coach Shandy, he uh don't get mad at me, Coach Shandy, but he talks a lot. And it's not a bad thing. No,
yeah.
no, I'm serious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It
Yeah.
really is because what he's saying is correct. It
Mhm,
works.
mhm.
He used to tell me, I remember he used to see me that year that because I started in college, I would play a lot
Yeah.
my first 2 years, and then it just gradually went down until totally my last year, it went to basically zero. And I guess he could see, how I would look after practice, I wouldn't look happy. Um, because he knew me. I mean, I probably didn't show it out there, but he knew me from all those years of being with my dad and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he would just really work with me after practice. He said, I remember him telling me, just stay ready, put your work in, and if you're not used, if you can't get on the floor, at least you got your work in still. So whatever it is for you going forward, you still got your work in. You didn't relax. You didn't, give up on yourself. So I really thank him for helping me, and up to this day, I still tell him that he helped me a lot that year.
Like what Matt said, and I think a lot of players from Ateneo really talk about that. Coach Sandy really is one of the best
Yep.
coaches out there. But
Yeah.
aside from coaches, you've had a lot of teammates, whether it may be, in all the levels you've played. Who are some of your favorites, and what are your favorite memories with them?
Favorites. That's tough because most of my teammates uh that I was with in college were my teammates in grade school and high school. So that whole bunch of 30, Matt, Mike, Anton, Jolo, Mamu to some extent later on, and then who else was in there? I'm missing some people. But we were just one big group, and we had so many memories together. Just like I said, from grade school, winning back-to-back national finals for the SPP, and then 30 and I, we there was no passerelle at the time. They had suspended passerelle for Ateneo, so we played my ball under Coach Ron. I think Coach Ron's still coaching, if
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
was.
mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so we won the championship for my ball, and then going into the high school team, things like that. A lot of good memories. I'm still close to most of them. We just came from Matt's wedding a couple of days ago. So I can't really pick a favorite. If you want me, even now in Morocco, we're really close as a team. I
Yeah.
think uh somebody I'm actually really close to is my new teammate, Jego Dario. We grew up together. He just got signed a couple of days ago also. So he's somebody that I grew up with, and when we've been really close, we go on trips together, we go to the beach together off season. So yeah, I've had a lot of teammates over the years, and I've been close to a lot of them. I've been blessed to have really good people around me.
Actually mentioning that, no? Kasi us, like the podcast group that we have, we w- we were all teammates until grade 11. And fun fact,
Mm.
kami lang lagi yung batch na hindi nagka-champion. Like
What do you mean?
like okay, so before us, and there was a time at I don't know which league this was. Di ko alam kung paya yun, pero like for 5 straight years nagka-champion sila. And then pagdating sa
Hindi ka
batch
nag-champion.
namin, hindi kami
Yeah.
nag-champion. And then pagkatapos
Yeah.
namin, nag-three straight championships sila. So parang,
Oh, wow.
okay, sige. And then until the end na magkakasama kami, never kami nag-champion. So, again, siguro relate ko na lang. How does it feel like na to have that same group of guys, have all this success with all throughout those years na magkakasama kayo?
Well, it feels great because I feel like, when we won the championship, especially in the seniors, it was like, okay, they actually came from the school. They actually came because now there's so much recruiting in all of the schools.
Yeah.
But at that time, I think we were 9 or 10 players that all came from either the grade school or high school. So I'm sure a lot of the teachers, a lot of our teachers, a lot of the officials in school were really happy about that. So yeah, that was a great experience for me, especially the first championship. Finally tasting that because I never won a championship in high school. After my ball, I didn't win a championship in the UAP. So
At least you won.
winning the first championship in the seniors was a different experience for me. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, at least
Okay.
you won, man. At least you won. That's good for you, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You've already mentioned your favorite teammates, like that whole bunch, like the Blue Eagle Band of Brothers. But who is the player that you really love to fish? The one that when the schedule's posted, you're like, okay, he's coming up. I have to bring my A game.
The one that just
Who was
gets
that guy
under
for
your
you?
skin so much,
Yeah, who is that guy for
I
you?
like, and I still like because we still play each other in the PBA. I like playing against Aldrin Melesho
Malaysia.
since high
Oh,
school.
Yep.
Guys, he's a bucket. He can score. he'll get in your face. He likes to talk at times. But at the same time, off the court we're cool. So, I know that whenever we play each other, I'm ready to play. I guess him and going against Jago when he was at UP was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Just because we're so close that we'd be on the court, just saying stupid stuff to each other while the game would be going on. So that was a lot of fun for me. Probably those two. I'd say, I think that's it, pretty much. I can't really think of anybody else.
Yeah, I feel like
Uh,
you cook them. You cook them a lot, on the court.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna give anybody any added motivation against me. Except Jago, he's my teammate. I did cook him, so he can't use it. I'm still cooking him up to today in practice. So
okay.
yeah.
No, I just wanted to ask like an additional question to that because I think that season 80 run was probably one of the more memorable championship runs for me because like being an Atenean all my life, I've learned to hate LaSalle with like a passion. And
Yep.
that series, actually every time we'd face LaSalle that season, I just felt the rivalry again because now it's kind of like the like I still hate LaSalle. Like there's nothing's gonna go, but parang the passion for the rivalry is more Athenians are like inclined to go up against UP. So
Yeah, I agree.
how was that for you?
You know,
Like
you know,
experiencing the peak of Ateneo LaSalle. Oh well,
you
recent
know,
peak.
yeah. You know what? At the time, we really did not like the LaSalle guys. I did not like any of them except Ben. Ben was
Yeah.
pretty chill. I had talked to Ben off the court a couple times and he was okay, but I really did not like them at all. All
Yeah.
of us, we didn't like them
Yeah.
because the first year they won the championship, they had beaten us in the Phil Oil by a lot. The first game we played them, and they were really talking trash and all that. So it just fueled the hate, just on
Yeah.
and on. They beat us in the finals, so we wanted to get back. But hey, man, when I was growing up watching my dad coach, that's the only thing I wanted to do was play in an Ateneo Sal game.
Yeah.
I didn't care about any other game. I just said I need to be in this game and I need to play well.
Yeah.
That's why if you actually look up a lot of my best games, they were against LaSalle. Because
Yeah.
honestly, when you walk on the floor and there's 24,000 people in the stands and they're just going at each other, there's no way you can be motivated
Yeah.
to bring your A game. So for me, that was the dream. My first Ateneo LaSalle game, I actually won player of the game, and I'll never forget that.
Mm.
That's probably one of my best memories in college. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Especially in the championship, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I think that rivalry goes until like even in the late grade school, high school years of you playing. I feel like that's still there. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
but like
definitely.
it's always like
I think
it's Lasal. Okay, matalo na sa, well, technically hindi, pero matalo na sa lahat, wag na.
yeah,
Like,
except
Yeah.
wag lang sa LaSalle. Yeah, that actually sa SBP pa lang eh. We played LaSalle my first year, SBP, talo kami. The second year we won. We beat them again. So it's been like that back and forth pretty much throughout my basketball career.
yeah. Well, speaking of the championships again, what do you think was the main factors to which why you guys were so successful, especially against a strong team like that, the LaSalle that you faced? What do you think was the main factor that made you guys more successful?
Well, I think first of all was the chemistry, the brotherhood of having these people that you grew up with. You know how they play, you know what they like, what they don't like, where they like the ball, where they don't like the ball. As well as having a good coach and coach Tab. He came in, he established himself as basically a dictator. And he'll tell you that. He'll tell you that if you ask him. And he probably still is up to now. I heard it's even worse, which is why they just won the championship. So,
Mhm.
um, you know, and he established his system, and everybody just tried to buy in, and thankfully, we were able to stay healthy. Everybody was able to contribute, and we won our championship.
Um.
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
Sorry.
Also, the
Yeah.
support of of MVP.
Mm.
I think a lot of people forget how much he supports our team.
Yeah.
And he sends us everywhere. We went to Greece, we went to the States, we went to when I was with Coach Bo, we went to Japan, and he sent us everywhere to get better. So that without him, it'd probably be a different story also for that Ateneo program.
I actually was about to ask something in line with the going abroad. There has been a lot of stories about how Coach Tab runs his training camps.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really that hard, or words can't really get into how hard they are?
Uh, the only training camp I really had a hard time with, or we all did have a hard time with, was the Belair camp, which I can't talk about. It's B-Bob.
Yeah.
So,
Of course, of course.
so basically, you're looking at military camp. That's basically all I can say.
Okay,
And
okay.
military camp with probably a better bed and a better room.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much our first Belair uh trip or Belair training camp ever. That was an eye opener for everybody because that was he was only with us for a couple of months. We didn't really know what to expect. And then after that, we already knew, okay, this is what we're gonna expect moving forward.
Okay. Okay, so moving on from college. For you, what did it feel, or what was the feeling that came over you when you heard your name being called in the PBA draft? Like, it's probably something you really worked for basketball, but what was it like in that moment when you heard your name?
Especially, the fact, what happened in your last year, right? So just
Yeah.
hearing, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was just relieved because at that point I was already sweating because my agent had gone up to me before the draft and told me that I was gonna go number 7 for sure. The Rain or Shine had already told him, and I'm not gonna go get into why it didn't happen. I know the story, but I'm not gonna go into it. But basically, after the 7th pick, I was like, okay, now I don't know what's gonna happen. So I just continued to sweat all the way down to when we got to Meralco, and at that point, I just wanted to get picked, and thankfully, I went to the right team.
Speaking of getting drafted there, I mean, got the same team with your dad, and of course, people are gonna say something about that, right? But
Yeah,
you proved their pick to be right. I mean, you won the Rookie of the Year award, and then from then on, you have this big role in a team at such a young age. How do you cope with that? What does it feel like?
honestly, I think the whole whisper thing and the hate and all that actually got worse after I won the Rookie of the Year award. You'd think it'd be the
Oh,
opposite, but
damn.
I beat out Arvin, who was from Ginebra. So of course, you're gonna get all the Ginebra fans who wanted
Yeah.
him to win. So I think it was only when we played Ginebra in the finals and I played that way was when I started to get the respect of people. But for me, it's an everyday thing. You can't rest on it because once you start playing, have a couple of games where you don't play well, it's right back to the whispers again of people saying that. And I feel like as long as I'm my dad is my coach, it's always going to be there. I've accepted it. Lots of meditation helps. Uh, Lots of meditation, talking to God, trying to figure out, why people would us sorry, stop trying to figure out why people hate on you and then just try to prove them wrong.
I just wanted to say, ask pala, sorry. Recently, there's been, well, the debate between Coach Tab and Coach Norman, I think, has reached an all-time high, especially given Coach Tab's recent success. And I personally think you're the best person to ask this question. Having played for both coaches and having such a storied relationship with both, Coach Tab or Coach Norman, who do you think?
Oh,
Come on.
this is not. Of course, I'm going Coach Norman. And for anybody that asked me about the era, I love my teammates and I love our team,
Yeah,
but people don't realize how strong their team was.
yeah,
Especially the it was only the three-peat wherein the third championship where their team wasn't favored, but 1, 2, 4, and 5, those teams were loaded, 1 to
yeah,
16, and I mean like everybody PBA already loaded like that. So, the debates have gone on, and I've been on my team, and I do love all my teammates, and we
Yeah.
did a lot of good things. But just I'm sure if you ask them as well, it's tough. You have Greg, you have Kiefer, you have Chris Chu, you have all these guys. Rabba was MVP back to back, and
Yeah.
Noy Bacalao. People forget about Noy Bacalao and how he led the league in blocks, for 3 years straight, if I'm not mistaken. So
That man was a beast.
yeah,
That man
yeah,
was a
exactly.
beast.
So, and then you had Brian Buenafe, who everybody calls the GOAT. So
Yeah.
And well, I mean, we didn't expect any other answer, anyways. We just wanted to
Yeah.
get that coming from you.
Yeah.
yeah, you should ask your next guest
Yeah.
also about about what he thinks, because he was on those teams. So let's see what he thinks.
Sure.
Yeah, I will. Let's see if he'll say the same thing. But I mean, they were stacked. Oh wait, teka lang. Ayun,
They
ayun.
were.
They were stacked, and then I mean they're 5 feet for a reason. So like nobody
Yeah.
can really contest that.
Yeah.
Moving along, like I mentioned a while ago, we were athletes too, to a certain extent, and we didn't make it to where we want to be. And do you have, just for you, do you have any advice for hoopers? Like maybe for us who want, like people like us who want to make a comeback, or like those people that just want to continue being a good basketball player and maybe make it to the next level.
I feel like there's so many avenues now. There's so many leagues that you can play in. If you really want to make a comeback. I've seen a couple of my friends who, stopped playing, really, tried to work out and put the work in each and every month for the whole pandemic, and then now they're in NPBL. So,
Yeah.
I think it's, if you really want to and you feel like you have a chance, I think why not? At the same time, if you don't want to go in a league and you just want to continue to play pickup games, which I love to do, by the way,
Yeah.
then I feel like you just have to continue to stay in shape. If you love the game, then you love the game, right? You just
Yep.
continue to play. And honestly, for a lot of the people that I know as well who stopped playing, they use their discipline and mentality from basketball to do whatever they're doing now, whether it's working at an office or whether it's business and things like that. So you can use those things that you learn from basketball and apply it to other facets of your life.
I agree. I mean, we're doing the same thing with this. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever we
Yeah.
have right now, we're doing the same thing.
Yep.
So
Ano, wala.
Yep.
Every time may game ang Ateneo, either may sakit ako or busy ka eh.
Note
Hindi
ka na
kita
lang
nahabol.
Mirago.
Pwede naman.
Text ka lang eh.
Coach,
Anytime you wanna watch, just let me
Sige,
know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Coach, kamusta ka dyan? Parang blooming ka ngayon.
Wala, maganda lang ilaw ko ngayon.
Parang glowing ka. Parang glowing.
Madami lang ilaw, kaya ganun.
Okay.
Galing daw date eh. Galing daw date.
Ay,
What's
nako.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Ikaw, Aaron, kailan ka na magpo-propose?
Ay, nako.
No. No, tagal pa. No
So,
plans
bakit ka
anytime soon.
Bakit ka nag-switch? Ba't ka nag-switch to Adidas?
Hindi ako na-resign ng Nike.
Ah, talaga? Sa galing mo, sa dami mong awards.
Oh,
Ayan.
nambabong naman.
I feel like they're going a different direction din kasi it's not just me eh. Marami ding PBA players na ano.
Na hindi na-resign
So
talaga.
more ano sila UAP. Yeah, I guess so kasi sina-sponsor din naman nila yung mga schools na yun, FEU,
Schools.
Lasal.
Sabagay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, kasi
Tsaka
parang-
Adidas is solid din.
Oo,
Okay sila.
maganda naman yung ano nila, I'm sure. Pero I'm guessing, pati Anta, nilapitan ka. Kasi lumalakas
Yeah,
yung dito eh.
Yeah, Anta, Under Armour, a couple other ano. But ultimately, kasi familiar na din ako sa Adidas because before Nike, way before, I used to wear like T-Max,
Right.
Gilbert Arenas shoes, things like that. So, yeah.
Teka lang, coach. Teka lang. Sorry guys, nag-lag ako. So pag may medyo may buffer sa video na yun, pasensya.
It's Matt's fault.
Akin yun. Pero medyo nag-buffer siya. Anyway, ito, nakita nyo naman, Coach Gabs is here. Baka gusto mong mag-host para sa atin ngayon, Coach, no? Baka ikaw na yung host. Ikaw na yung mag-host. Baka gusto mo, Coach.
Hindi, sige lang, go lang. Ikaw na, mas kaya mo to.
Yeah,
Eh,
coach.
andyan si
Siguro
Coach
tanong
Paul.
lang namin. What is your favorite Aaron Black moment from when he was your student? Your student.
Favorite Aaron Black moment? Well, obviously madami. Pero syempre, um, classic yan sa class namin. Si Aaron lang yung varsity na basketball. So syempre, sports fest. Buhat, literal, siya nagbubuhat ng buong class. Kalaban niyo yung B, di ba? Sina Jay, tsaka si Kali.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game. Yung pala yung sinasabi
Sobrang,
nila kanina.
oo,
Yeah.
sobrang dikit dahil literally hanggang third quarter, ikaw lang halos gumagawa. Tapos, nag-chip in si Danny tsaka si Ames no fourth. Pero dikit all throughout because of you. Speaking of, nakita ko si Jay kanina. Nag-bouldering hive kami. Tapos,
Oh, nice.
sobrang random. Parang pumasok siya. Tapos, uy, kilala ko to. Uy, si Jay. Parang it's been
Yeah.
such a long time since nakita
Yeah.
kami.
Oh, I haven't seen Jay in a while.
Pero yun, again, every time may laro si Aaron, full force lagi yung elbows dati for him.
True. Right, college, actually.
Kahit sa pros, di ba?
Oo nga, yeah.
Nanonood pa
Recently,
rin sila.
they go, yeah. Itong last conference, they went a couple games. Yung na-hospital pa ako, dun sila pumunta. Yeah.
Grabe
But,
yun, Coach,
yeah.
no? Ang dami mo nang pinagdaanan na students. Tanggap mo na ba?
Talaga.
Tanggap mo
Oo,
na ba yan? Ang
I
dami mo
mean,
ng bats na pinagdaanan, Coach.
yun nga eh. Parang,
It's calling you
ngayon,
old, that's wild.
sanay na ako. I mean, at this point, Wi-Fi it, di ba? Nagtuturo na ako sa college, sa LS. So, it's weird to think na every time mag-intro ako to a class, I've been teaching for the past 10 years. Grabe, 10 years na. Ang hirap isipin. Kasi nga, like, kayo, Matt, and sina Aaron, it feels like parang kahapon lang
Oo nga.
yung
Yeah,
ano,
yeah.
yung and the fact is that when I see you guys, regardless of batch, it feels like yun nga, ang daling mag-catch up, ang daling magkamustahan. So it's nice to have that. Obviously, di ba? There are some people na we rarely get to talk to, but it's fun kasi yun nga, Pio, I'm sure alam mo na. Yun sa dati ko mod student, kaklase nyo, estudyante ko ngayon. Kilala
Oo
mo
nga
naman,
daw.
sino yun?
Oo nga daw. Oo nga daw.
Di ba?
Oo nga daw.
Ay, sorry.
Cut that.
Hindi, pero yun, it's fun because yun nga, nakakatawa is every time I go out with my friends, my fiance,
Sino, Coach?
siyempre,
Sino?
kailangan ko pasok yun, di ba?
Sino kasama? Sino kasama, Coach?
With my fiance.
Yun!
Parang nagiging bet in a sense na, kung let's say punta kami Eastwood, sino mas marami makakilalang estudyante or former students. And lagi siya naiinis kasi even with, ayan, pag yung nakikita niya yung former students niya, na athletes din, naiinis siya sa akin muna bumabate. Hi Coach Gray, hi Coach Gauss. Tapos mapapansin nila na kasama ko siya. So nabubusit siya doon. But it's fun. It's fun. It's definitely fun na yun nga. And I told her, sorry, I'm making this about myself and not about Aaron. But it's fun now
fine.
that it's fun that now that na iba na yung trabaho ko. Seeing all these, yan, mga batch nyo, sina batch hires sa inyo, sina Gio. Seeing them at that level, comparing it to when you guys were in high school, or even si Aaron, di ba? Comparing the stuff that he's doing now to what he was doing in high school. Sobrang nakaka-proud, sobrang nakaka-taba ng puso to see that you guys are doing so well, you guys are doing well for yourself. Siyempre, I mean, I can't take all the credit, but it makes, I'm sure your other teachers as well feel good that, di ba? You've gotten this far and you've made so much of yourself to this point. Yun lang.
Grabe, Coach, naiyak ako doon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coach, ipapasok ko lang to kasi, so, Aaron, you know, when he was grade 1, when Coach was grade 1, we were just born.
Yeah. Actually, alam mo, magte-10 years na kami since I graduated from his class.
Correct.
Ah,
2013, 2014.
God.
Yeah, 10
Wow.
years na kami.
High school. Imagine mo, kung 10 years na from high school nila, yung batch namin, we graduated high school 2007. Magto 20
There you
years
go.
na kami in a few years.
Yep.
It's mahirap isipin. So,
Ang
yun nga.
bata mo, coach. Grabe, okay lang yung bata ka pa.
Thank you.
Tanggap na natin.
Isip bata pa rin.
Isip.
So, well, babalik ko muna kay Aaron, coach. Balik ko muna.
Sige lang.
Ay, ano ba yan? Ano ba ang problema ngayon? Ano ba? Okay, anyway, ayun. So, the first time that we interviewed Coach Gavs, we asked about his, top, starting
All-time five. Yeah, best
all-time
starting
five
five.
na, niya. And you were included, yun nga, sabi mo kanina, the one that he posted. So, we're gonna ask the same thing to you. Who is your all-time starting five and your head coach among those you played with? And dun sa five na yun, kailangan kasama ka.
Okay, I have me at point guard. I'd have Ange at center.
Okay.
Would probably up to the pros.
Yeah.
Or open na don't count na naman my pros. Just go college and high school. Kasi one team, ano pa na naman ako 2 years, 3 years pa na ba ako sa pros. So, I'd probably have to say Kiefer at the 2. Probably, that's tough. At the 4, man, it's very tough. Sige, sama ko lang yung pros. At the 4, like, kasi KJ, McDaniels. Okay lang ba yan? Pwede ba import?
Pwede.
Diba? KJ and Ange at the front court. And then probably my 3, I need some shooting. Probably, I probably have to go probably Alain Maliksi. That would be the team. Not necessarily the best 5, but if I were to put a team together, that would be the 5.
Pero actually, yung coach, mas importanteng question pala,
May
Coach
6 months pa.
Coach Gavs. Coach Gavs.
Exactly. Coach Gav.
Wala. Na-pressure kasi nandito ako eh. Yung totoong sagot, Aaron. Huwag ka naman bola.
Well, I mean, I still probably have to go with my dad. I'd had the most success in my career with him, so yeah.
Yung nga, sabi ni Coach Gav,
Probably.
about 6-man naman daw.
6-man. Dami yan. Pwedeng sa thirds. Probably I'd have to go with 30 because that's 2-time Finals MVP, right? Or 3?
3.
Yeah, 30 would be my The only reason why he's not in my starting 5 is because I needed shooting at the 3. Sorry, thirds.
Okay, bet. Okay. Well, we can go on and on with these questions, but of course, disrupt the schedule and all. And of course, makipag-usap pa tayo kay Coach Gavs after. But, siguro, any final messages to anyone that's watching? And with the final message, nominate the next guest that we could possibly get.
Well, final message, I'd say don't let a situation or people around you dictate how you want to run your life, whether it's on the court, whether it's in the office, whether it's anywhere, and use, just like I said a while ago, instead of worrying about why people don't like you or why people don't respect you or things like that, I think you can use that energy instead of using it to worry about that. Use that energy and put it into putting time into your craft and trying to understand where you can get better in all facets of life. That doesn't have to be just in sports. So for me, that, as well as understanding that when you go through something, any lows, any valleys that you go through throughout life, at some point you're gonna reach a high, and once you get to that high, you should always come back to where you came from, because if you don't, you're gonna go right back down again. So feel like those two things are the things that really help me each and every day get through all the things that life throws at me.
About actually
Diba,
before
Timo?
nominate.
Pwede pang reflection sa high school eh. Yun yung kailangan marinig ng mga high school students eh, lalo na ngayon.
Magulo na ba sa high school? Serious?
Ayoko na magsalita.
Okay. Never mind. Hindi na pala, sorry.
Alright.
No, nominate next guest. My guy, Diego Dario.
Alright, we'll try to get him in.
He's easy to talk to too, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to message him. Guy has a lot of basketball knowledge and knowledge in general, so he'd probably have a good episode with him.
Looking forward. Hopefully, we get him as our next guest.
Yep. I'll tell him tomorrow at practice.
Oh, bet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Again, thank you, Aaron, for accepting the invite and coming through. Talking
Thanks for having me, guys.
about everything basketball. And hope you guys enjoyed. Look out for our next few episodes because we still have big things coming. And again, thank you, Coach Gabs, for coming here at very short notice.
Coach
It's
Gabs,
an honor. It's an honor, Coach Gabs.
Basta magsabi kayo, tapos Aaron Black yung guest. Everything, bababa
Wow, nabalik pa niya sa akin.
Talaga.
Yun yung magic word, Aaron Black. Okay.
It's an honor to have you here, Coach Gabs. Thank you.
Likewise, Coach Gabs.
Likewise.
Kami rin. We're very honored that you're here for the fifth time. I don't know. Ayun. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Stay safe. Peace out.
Feeling so vibrant when we keep it low profiling.